Oh, hello. I've just been looking at the news about the comments made by the Speaker's wife about living near the Houses of Parliament. Now that is what I would call a non-news story. For example, they had another news story about a man whose carer, whose nurse, had turned off his ventilator. The only reason that it was on the television news is because somebody had sent in some film of it. If there hadn't been the film, then there wouldn't have been a story. If they just sent in the story, I doubt very much whether the BBC would have, or the ITV or whoever, would have carried the story at all. Now, just because this story was in the newspapers, and they'd had a picture of it, and there were several pictures of the Speaker's wife in a bedsheet. That was what they called a story. Now, I would be very interested in what people think the news is, and something just because it happens to have a nice picture, or what they might think of as something controversial, but in a pictorial way, whether that's news as well as wars and financial dealings and financial crises. So if you could comment down there. And on the subject of this story, there's very few things you can use the symbol of the Houses of Parliament to illustrate, but mainly it's quite an obvious illustration in this instance, and I think that also has enforced the, in quotations, newsworthiness of this particular item. As I say, I'd like to know what you think, so if you could add some comments below, I'd be very appreciative.